another behind the scenes cake life vlog. I have something super exciting to show you. Straight out of the gate, but I do want to put a warning on. This is cherry mail. It should be with you by now, by the time this video has gone up. However, if for some reason you haven't got yours yet and you don't want to know what's in it, please skip. I'll put a timestamp on screen to when you need to move forward to. But this is a cherry mail that you ordered in January, ready to be delivered in February. However, it's only just going out now because they take a long time to make and there was a delay. The delay being Chinese New Year. But I send these cards out, little thank you cards, when you order something from my online shop. Whether that be pins, notepads, cutters, cake tools, things like that. But I designed, not the fire alarm. There will be one vlog where that doesn't feature. But this is adorable little egg that I drew because I've put, "You are such a good egg." This is a phrase that Adam has often said to me in the past, just when I make him a brew and things like that. And with him being a baking related item, we all use eggs, or most of us use eggs. I decided to turn him into a few products. Let me just open one up. I cannot. It's just too cute. But this is what I've had made. It's a cute little egg, and he's not only just an egg, he's been awarded good egg. He's a good egg. I am in love with these. These arrived actually last week when I wasn't vlogging. So I've saved them to show you. I am over the moon with them. He's a really nice size. And then I had some backing cards made. So these are just business card size. So you're such a, and then the good egg will go here. And it's just got my website on the bottom there. So I'm going to pop one of these on to see how it looks. Oh my gosh, I can't. It is too cute. I absolutely love him. Not only did I have these made for my brigadiers who ordered that specific mail, because the mail was egg themed, hence why I had these made. But I have plenty spare because you have to order a certain amount when they're coming from China, and especially when you have like the mouldings made and everything for them. So I do have lots of these available if you want your own little good egg, or you know somebody who's been a very good egg lately. These will be up in my shop by the time this video goes up. Not only did I get the pin, I may have miscalculated the size on this, just wait. Let me open one of these bad boys up. Look at the size. Look at the size of this egg. He's literally like the size of a real large egg. And this is a keyring I had done. So he is black nickel, and he has a matching black nickel keyring and a little hook clasp on there as well. I didn't realise how big he was until he got here. I was like, whoa, that is a large egg. But he is metal, and it's got my logo on the back there. My pin also has the logo on the back as well. But honestly, I am over the moon with them. And I don't know if you can see, I have to look really, really closely, but it does have a couple of little spots like real eggs do. They're just a slightly different colour, but it has little spots on his bonds and down near the bottom. But yeah, those are the two things I had made. Over the moon with them. These will just probably be packaged in tissue paper because this is how big he would be on a business card. Absolutely huge. So yeah, I'm going to be sending those out today, as well as this little egg that you build from tiny Legos. They're just little kits to go with the egg theme. I send themed boxes out, so the next themed box is from fairies. So I have to theme that thing on fairies. I don't know what I'm going to send out yet. But this is for the egg one. I bought one of these for myself. Me and Adam built it. I will put on screen what he looks like, but he's very cute. But yeah, I'm going to get them packaged up now, ready for the post. And I will let you know what I'm up to a little bit later on. So what is happening this week? Let me get my brew. So we have a 3-tier wedding cake this week. I think this is the first wedding cake of 2024. I think the rest have been birthdays. And it's a long distance delivery, so we're actually going all the way to the tippy toppy end of Anglesey. And I don't think I've actually been to Anglesey before. We've been to Wales quite a few times, but just not quite that far in that direction. So what we've decided to do, because it is a long distance delivery, Adam isn't keen on driving for such large amounts of time all at once. So we've broken it up with an overnight stay in a caravan. So we're going to be going down, delivering it that morning as we've set off, and then we've got the rest of the day just to explore Anglesey a little bit and then stop over in a caravan before then coming home the next day, because it is the Easter weekend, so it's going to be busy, which is why we've only decided to stop for one night just to break it up. But I'm just making the buttercream for the cake. We've got 3 different flavours on the 3 different tiers, and the bottom cake is one of my new flavours. I call it In Summer, which is a lemon sponge cake filled with vanilla buttercream and black currant jam. Now the only issue I have with this one is because it's black currant. After a few days, the black currant juices from the jam seep into the sponge, and it can turn the sponge a really random grey colour. I mean, if it was like a vibrant purple or a blue, but no, it goes grey, which then makes it look like the cake is going off, which it's not. It's absolutely fine to eat, it's just the juices. But this is why it's important to know these things and test your flavours, because if I had just made that flavour, I thought, right, everything's fine, it looks good after a day, and off it goes, you're not realising that the wedding venue isn't actually going to be cutting it for a few days, i.e. you've baked it on Tuesday, you maybe have filled it on Wednesday, so from like Wednesday to Saturday when it's going to be cut, you don't know what the insides look like because you've ganached it, you've covered it in sugar paste, and you're currently decorating it. So you have no idea what's going on inside there. And then when the venue come to cut it and they're like, whoa, this cake is grey, why is it grey? You need to have an answer. You need to know that this cake is going to go grey before you hand it over. So I have... So when you're testing your flavours and things like that, make sure to always keep it for a few days, for as long as your recipients are going to have it, so you know exactly how your cake behaves. This is the only flavour I have on my menu that turns grey though. But like I said, it tastes amazing. It's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it's just a good lesson to always test your recipes. Right, just a little update. It is now Good Friday, which means they haven't been in the offices downstairs, so I've blasted my music out and got on with it. What time is it? I think it's just after 7. It's probably about 7:15 at night. I'm almost done. I want to get it finished today because that means I get Saturday off tomorrow, and then it's being delivered Sunday. So Saturday will give it a really good chance to set up, all the little details to set into place, ready for the long drive. So I'll show you where I'm up to. So I have my Funko Pop figures completed on the top. These are obviously based on the bride and groom, and moving down we have a Super Nintendo controller. The rest from here on down needs either work or painting, and we have the sword from the Zelda games. We have Scarlet Witch's headdress that needs painting. This is a white plant pot ready to add Groot to, the little baby Groot. This, can you tell what this is going to be? This is a mushroom from Mario that needs painting. Moving down we have a little baby Yoda to pop in the pod. And this little bit of icing here with a stick coming out of it is Thor's hammer. So as you can tell from the Nintendo, all the details are going to be white and gold down the front. So they're going to have white and gold elements, such as the plant pot will stay white, but Groot will be gold. Mushroom will be gold with white spots. So that's what I'm getting on with now, and hopefully should be done round about an hour's time. So I'll check up with you then. I should know that when I say I'll only be another hour, it'll be at least another hour and a half. It's almost 9 o'clock at night now, and I am finished for the night, which means I have a day off tomorrow. Here is how it's looking. So gold and white elements. Some are like heavier gold in other places, just to try and get it to balance out a little bit. But yeah, chuffed to have this finished. I'm going to leave this to set now. I'm going to go home, sit my bum on the couch and watch ITV drama called The Passenger. It's currently on ITVX, which means you can catch up with it if you haven't seen it already. We have one episode to go and I still have no idea what's going on. It's a little bit Stranger Things. Don't expect your usual murder mystery. I mean, there are murders and you are wondering who did what. But there's very much a creature sort of Stranger Things element to it until it comes to light, which I'm hoping will be in this last episode tonight. But fun fact, they filmed it here in my hometown, or at least most of it. It's spread across like Todmorden and Bacup, where I'm from, and if you have watched it and you'll know one of the characters lives in a chip shop and works in a chip shop, it's actually our very local chip shop. I can remember driving last year, I think, and we drove past the chippy to come to work and they were blowing fake snow outside. I'm like, what is going on? And they were filming for it because it is snowy throughout the programme. So yeah, there was a lot of bits. We've been watching it for that, really, spotting different places like, oh my god, that's literally down the road from us. So I'm gonna go and finish that, and then I will probably catch up with you on delivery day. We'll just have to see. So it was an early Sunday morning, earlier than usual because the clocks went forward, which means we had to get up an hour earlier. We popped the cake in the car, everything went nice and smoothly, there wasn't any excess traffic. Sun started to come out, we started to see the sea as we got to the coast, and of course all the greenery of Wales. We hit the venue perfectly on time, headed to the lift and took it up to the venue's room, which had a gorgeous panoramic view of the sea and the bay. It was a nice, simple and straightforward setup because a table was ready for me, which is always a huge bonus, as well as the cake stand as well. So that just slid straight into position. And then I usually grab a few phone shots. I forgot to bring my big camera with me, so phone shots is all I have. And then the rest of the day was ours, really. We got to explore a bit of the bay. This was our only semi-sunny day and a tad windy. We watched the lifeboat coming back in because it had to be pushed out on a big, like, water tractor in a cage into the sea. And then we walked a little bit further up the coast and found this haunted house. And boy, does it look haunted. There wasn't too much to do there, so we then set off to Holyhead, which is on the other side of Anglesey. Again, lots of derelict buildings off in the distance, and you're actually near a ferry port as well, so we saw a few ferries. With it being Easter Sunday, there wasn't a great deal open, so we just managed to nip to Spar to pick up a few boxes of cereal and milk, and then we headed to our little Airbnb caravan for the night. This was on somebody's private property. It was just a very basic caravan as you would expect. However, this one did have an ensuite, and the views out the front were of fields, and they had a horse as well. It was literally just somewhere to put our heads though, because we were up and out the next morning, a little bit misty, a little bit drizzly, but we went to Llandudno. We've been here many times. If you've been around here a long time watching these vlogs, you'll have seen us visit a lot. We didn't actually do all the sites this time round. Like I said, we have done them before. We've done the tramway before. And a lot of the touristy things. We just decided to have a little walk around. Had a full English breakfast, a little greasy spoon at the end of a pier. You cannot beat a nice cup of tea and an all day breakfast on a drizzly day. But then that's where it started to go downhill. Kai then bought a little pizza from Greg's. He was one bite away from finishing it before a seagull swooped down, snatched it straight out of his hand. I couldn't stop laughing. It came from behind. It was such a ninja gull. It just came in full wingspan. I could just see this big white wing swoop at the side of me. It snatched the piece of pizza out of his bag. He just shut his eyes because he just got hit on the shoulder by something, didn't know what it was, dropped his bag on the floor, and the gull was off with the goods. His very last bite of pizza was gone. Then we headed back to the car to then start our journey home, because it is a little bit of a drive. And if you watched a couple of vlogs ago now, I will leave it linked below, but our car broke down in a previous vlog. The clutch completely went as we were coming back from the Lego delivery. Luckily we weren't too far from home, but it cost us £70 to tow the car home. It has since had a whole new clutch, a whole new flywheel. It cost us the best part of £800–900 to have that done. And then we broke down with the exact same problem. The clutch went. Luckily, by some miracle, we were next to a lay-by. We were in rolling traffic. So we weren't doing like full speed. There was a little bit of traffic ahead, so we were doing a bit of rolling traffic, and that's when the clutch went again. The clutch just hit the floor. So we just hit the hazard lights, pulled across that lane, bumped it over the little hump onto the lay-by, and we was very lucky that that was right there. We were just coming up to the end of the lay-by. And then we sat there for a good hour waiting for RAC to come and see if they could fix it. There was a lot of faff on the phone because Adam was already a member, but he only had like the basic membership. So we were back and forth. We spoke to 6 different people on the phone, and Adam was the only one with internet signal. So the rest of us couldn't pull up any more information or any help, or didn't even know where we were because the map wasn't loading. So we couldn't even say where we were. Luckily, a traffic car pulled over and helped us, and they said she managed to give us the what 3 words and what junction we were close to and what road we were on, and then they just left us to it because that's all they could do. So £85 later, he managed to fix the car with, believe it or not, a cable tie. So under the bonnet there was 2 like pipes going into something, and one of the pipes had popped off, and it should have had a clip on it, and the clip was missing. This is something that should have been done at the garage. It was part of what the garage would have needed to have done. So yeah, £85 later, we are just thankful he managed to fix it, because I asked him how much would it be to get the car home if he couldn't fix it, and it was £487, and I literally just laughed down the phone. I just laughed and handed the phone back to Adam because I was like, I don't know what to say to that. That's insane. I'm not paying that. The car can stay here. But luckily he managed to put the pump bit, the pipe bit back on, tie it with a cable tie, and it got us home. So we're taking it back to the garage on Monday to see what happens with that. But yeah, very thankful to the RAC man who fixed it with a cable tie. So we are now signed up. If we break down again, we have national recovery. But we have owned cars for a very, very long time, 20 odd years, and we've never actually broken down. We've broken down twice now within a couple of weeks. All that other time we have never broken down, which is why we've not had breakdown cover, because we've never really needed it. But yeah, when you're stuck in Wales on a lay-by in the rain with no signal, that's the time that you wish you had breakdown cover. So yeah, that was our eventful weekend. I didn't like vlog in person properly on our weekend away. I'm very much aware I have 2 channels now. I'm trying to keep this one very cake related and the other one more holiday and travel related. So yeah, I wasn't quite prepared knowing what video was going to have which content, so I just thought, just keep it simple, just film a little bit behind the scenes, give you a little catch up of what we did after the cake delivery. But yeah, I definitely need to sort myself out this year in terms of what content needs to go on what channel. But hopefully you enjoyed watching the behind the scenes, and I'll see you for another one very soon.